If you are looking for the best mini PC 2024, well, you're in the right place. We've dug deep and conducted extensive research, and now we're breaking down the absolute best mini PC 2024. We're talking about the perfect balance between price and performance, tailored for different scenarios. If you're eager to find out which suits you best, don't go anywhere. Stick around till the end because we've got all the links for the best prices in the description below. No specific order, just the top contenders in the game. Ready to dive into the world of best mini PC 2024? Let's get started. Number 5. Beelink SER6 Pro 7735HS. Those looking for the fastest NUC might head to the new Intel NUC13 Pro, but that assumption might be premature. The Beelink SER6 Pro 7735HS, as the name infers, is built around the latest AMD Ryzen 7000 mobile technology and can match or better the latest Intel 13th Gen silicon. The AMD Ryzen 7000 series processor in this tiny computer has 8 cores and can process 16 threads, making it one of the most powerful small system platforms. Combined with 32 GB of DDR5 4800, a Gen 4 NVMe drive, and a chipset that includes Thunderbolt, a 2.5 GB LAN port, and Intel Wi-Fi 6E X2111, expect a very positive user experience. At the time of writing, there is only one SKU that comes with 32 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage. However, these machines can be upgraded to 64 GB and at least 2 TB of storage through drop-in replacements. Dismantling the machine to add these upgrades could be easier, but it's something most users will only do once. Our only other complaint is that the single Thunderbolt port is on the front, whereas the rear might have been a better option for those with docking stations. The power and efficiency of this platform are distinctive, and we expect to see many NUC makers embrace this new silicon to deliver new high-performance options. Beelink got its machine out early, and this is now a no-brainer for anyone needing an NUC for demanding jobs lesser hardware might struggle with. It does all this for around $300 less than the Intel NUC13 Pro, making it a bargain. For many people wanting a little NUC powerhouse, the NucBox K1 ticks all the boxes. The only feature missing here is Thunderbolt. Those with space DDR5 and NVMe modules will appreciate the bare-bones option. Number 4. GMKtec NucBox K1. For many people wanting a little NUC powerhouse, the NucBox K1 ticks all the boxes. The only feature missing here is Thunderbolt. Those with space DDR5 and NVMe modules will appreciate the bare-bones option. The NucBox K1 leverages the excellent performance offered by the Ryzen 7 6800H processor and its integrated Radeon 680M GPU to outstanding effect. Using the same mobile processor as many high-specification laptops, making the K1 very close in performance to the Beelink SER6 Pro 7735HS that uses the Ryzen 7 7735HS mobile CPU. The entry-level SKU for the NucBox K1 is a cheap, bare-bones system where the purchaser must supply the DDR5 memory, NVMe, and an operating system. Alternatively, it can come pre-configured with up to 32 GB of memory and 1 TB of NVMe Gen 4 storage at a greater cost. However, beware that our review SKU came with a single 16 GB memory module that underperformed without access to the bandwidth of dual-channel memory. With dual memory modules installed, the K1 is easily fast enough to blood the nose of the Intel NUC13 Pro and trounce any Core i5 or Celeron-powered machines. Access for memory or storage changes is remarkably easy and doesn't even require the removal of screws. The only other point that needs making about the K1 is that while it comes with a USB 4.0 port, this isn't one that is also Thunderbolt compatible. Overall, for the asking price, this is an amazing mini PC and has the performance scope to handle numerous tasks in the home and office. It was a popular option once, but relatively few mini PC makers offer bare-bones as an option now. If you have spare DDR5s, SSDs, and NVMe drives, you can get the K1 remarkably cheaply. But remember, you will need to also get a Windows license if you've used that OS. Number 3. Geekom AS6. Easily worth the extra cost over the AS5. The AS6 is very close in performance to the Beelink SER6 Pro 7735HS and GMKtec NucBox K1. The fan is noisy and we don't like flexible ribbon cables, but in other respects, this is a great NUC. The AS6 is a different beast compared to the AS5. This NUC system might look identical from the outside, but the Zen 3 Plus processor and DDR5 in this system can deliver a dramatically improved performance. Combining better bandwidth with DDR5 memory, a more power-efficient processor, a superior GPU, and a PCIe 4.0 infrastructure, the AS6 has almost everything going for it. If it has weaknesses, these include a noisy cooling system, all-plastic construction, and the same ASUS design interior layout where the motherboard is in two parts connected by a flexible ribbon cable. However, it has USB 4.0, and the two 2280M to NVMe slots are both Gen 4, allowing for plenty of performance storage to be added alongside a 2.5-inch SATA mechanism. Sadly, Geekom supplies the machine with only a Gen 3 NVMe drive, but swapping it for something faster is a relatively inexpensive and straightforward exercise. With an asking price between $659 and $749, depending on the largely processor-optional SKU, this isn't a cheap design, but it represents good value for a machine with 32 GB of RAM and 1 TB of storage as standard. For those wanting a high-performance NUC system that can take on most office challenges, the Geekom AS6 is yet another practical option. The CPU in this tiny machine is disturbingly powerful, and it can crunch through data processing tasks that would stall most desktop systems. And it has plenty of extra power for handling data collection, managing external storage, and critical network tasks. Not every PC does the job it was bought to do over its entire working life. The AS6, with its processing power and comprehensive port selection, provides lots of flexibility should the topology of the demands change during its operational life. Number 2. Beelink U59 Mini PC. At the low asking price, the U59 is a complete no-brainer for anyone wanting to create a firewall or embedded presentation system. And with 16 GB of RAM, it's also usable for basic PC tasks. The Beelink U59 is a MUC-sized PC built around the Intel Celeron processor N5105, 4C/4T, 4M cache, 2.0 GHz up to 2.9 GHz. It can come with 8 GB or 16 GB of RAM and up to a 512 GB SATA SSD installed. Even with that modest silicon, the U59 performs well at basic tasks and has potential as a small office machine or for embedded applications. For 8 GB customers, RAM can be upgraded to 16 GB along with the M2 SATA storage. There's also a bay inside for a 2.5-inch drive for even more storage options. What seals this deal is the relatively low asking price of both the 8 GB and 16 GB models and the bloatware-free Windows 11 installation. Including dual HDMI outputs and dual gigabit LAN ports neatly positions the U59 for embedded use, ideal for providing product presentations or as a self-contained firewall. The Beelink U59 is easily one of the better NUC-sized machines we've seen, and it's cheap enough for even the tightest budgets. The advent of the Intel NUC computers created a general specification for small systems that PC makers are happy to follow, even if they're not using Intel silicon. The Beelink U59 follows the NUC guidelines closely, being a tiny box measuring just 112 meters square and 41 millimeters high. Inside this cute plastic enclosure, the engineers managed to squeeze a complete Intel Celeron PC with a 2280 M2 slot and socketed memory. As many PC designs go, the objective of the Beelink designers appears to have been to keep things simple. The front has 3 USB ports, including 1 USB-C and the power button, whereas the rear has more USB ports, dual HDMI, and Ethernet LAN ports. Number 1. The Mac Mini 2023 is by far the best mini PC you can buy right now. Apart from the design, Apple has improved its most affordable Mac by every metric. It's more powerful, comes with an option for an even more powerful M2 Pro chip, and the price of its base model is cheaper than ever. If you're looking for a compact PC to sit unobtrusively on your desk, in a studio, or even under a TV, this is an excellent choice. Even die-hard Windows users may be tempted. Apple dropped an impressive update to its popular Mac Mini, boasting a new M2 chip and a lower price than the M1 2020 model. For businesses looking to maximize ROI, look no further than the Apple Mac Mini M2. Offering incredible performance and a lower price point, it's a machine that's hard to beat. With Apple claiming 1.9 times better CPU performance and 2.6 times faster GPU performance over the M1 model, we are keeping the Mac Mini at the top of our best computers for the business list, including the best mini PC of the year, especially when we compare it to more expensive machines or less powerful ones. Yes, we know that when you're looking for the best mini PC, you might not think of a Mac, but with the ability to install Windows on the Mac Mini with ease, the hardware specs are hard to overlook. Apple has done it again. This is the best compact PC you can currently buy, regardless of which model you go for. The Mac Studio is a fantastic compact PC for serious workloads, but the Mac Mini 2023 kitted out with the M2 Pro is a very compelling alternative for a lot less money. The Mac Studio is a fantastic compact PC for serious workloads, but the Mac Mini 2023 kitted out with the M2 Pro is a very compelling alternative for a lot less money. While the Mac Mini has the style and performance of the most recent MacBooks, it's not a device you can use anywhere. It needs to be plugged into a monitor and power.